Hi, this is Dr. Ben Morrill. Welcome to episode 91 of Reptile Genetics Weekly. Got some cool stuff to talk about today. Some updates on voting that you all did for about new panels coming. We've also got lots of other research stuff. Like I said, I probably won't have specifics this week. I may not next week either, but the week after that should for sure. Lots of good stuff coming. As far as runs going, we do have this week will be a normal week. We have stuff going out today, and for fast tests the rest of the week. We'll have a couple of days. We'll have sex determination go out. The next panel results will probably be early to mid next week. So I'm just starting to set all those up and get them going over the weekend, and then I'll start analyzing. So that's coming soon, and that's where a lot of the research stuff, I'll finally finish off the validation for several. So very excited about that. And then we have a cool story today, kind of a follow-up. A couple of months ago, we talked about a really cool female. We did some results on for the genetic testing on it. And at that point, she had just laid a clutch of eggs, and those eggs hatched, and it's a pretty cool, pretty interesting clutch, interesting pairing. And we've got OkieMom balls on with us to be able to talk about that and some of the history, both the sires line and the dams line, and where they got to where they're at today with this clutch. And pretty interesting to see, knowing what the genetics are in the babies, the kind of variation that's there. It's a fun story. I'm excited to talk with them. They have lots of cool stuff going. And not only that, with reptiles, they also make some amazing cookies. So we'll have to talk about that some too, and see if we can be like their official distributor, at least at the Dallas shows of their cookies. Their second distributor, their table are on our table because they're really good. And then let's see. I think that's all I have for updates. Kayla, how are you doing?
Hey Ben, I'm doing great. I'm so excited about these cookies. I've heard about them, and oh my gosh, Sean told me about them. We got a picture later. It looks amazing. Also, something I've just added decided to throw in at the very last minute because I think it's really funny. So a little black rat snake found his way into the UK accidentally, and I just heard about this recently. So this little dude, he found his way into some farm equipment that was shipped overseas into the UK last week and was found, in Liverpool. And a guy was like, "Oh, well, I keep black rat snakes. I breed them over here all the way in the UK. So I'm just going to take this guy and start pairing him up to the ladies that he has that are wild types so he can have some fresh blood over there." But that's just a proper rat snake predicament to just fall asleep somewhere and then suddenly find himself on an island across the sea and now with a whole bunch of ladies that he can call his own. Like, what a life.
How funny.
I know, right?
Good shot of new blood for that keeper.
Yeah, no CITES involved apparently. So yeah, no, I thought that was really funny. Thought y'all would enjoy that. That was a post from Mark Hoskins on the Black Rat Snake Facebook group, but thought it was real funny. But yeah, no, we're doing good, and I'm excited for today. But getting some business stuff out of the way, just a reminder that you can do a la carte style shed testing through Clutch or Morph Market, whichever one of our vendors you prefer to use, where you can make custom bundles or, they both call them bundles at this point, where you can save a little money by bundling together your tests if you don't want to do a full panel. Although we have more on panels coming up here later in this episode. And let's see, if you're working with any of these genes, including Stranger, Nyala, and Mahogany, which we've added on later, we can actually use sheds. We are looking specifically for sheds from these lines, including like RK Asphalt, TCR Special, NOCO Special, some of these things that we are trying to use to help us decomplex our complexes, or I guess complete the complexes that we are working on.
Finish them up, round them out, so we can have some nice complex panels that will, if you think something might be in a specific complex, instead of having to breed it to a bunch of individuals in that complex over a couple of years or more, we'll be able to have a test. If you think it's in the Blue-Eyed Lucy complex or the 8-ball complex or spider complex or whatever, we want to be able to have a nice panel test for you.
Exactly. Make it as all encompassing as we can for a test. And speaking of which, if you are sending sheds, make sure that you send, I mean, of course, the species, but also your animal ID and name, any known morphs, any possible morphs, possible morphs, and also known hets as well. It does not have to be a single gene animal. It can be a crazy combo. All of those are good. Who it was produced by, whether it's yourself or the breeder it came from, and any lineage info. It's a lot of writing per shed sample, but it is super helpful for us and helps us do what we do.
Yep. You can either write with a Sharpie right on the bag or envelope that the shed is in, or just write on a piece of paper or an index card or whatever's easy for you. And then just put that piece of paper or index card in with the shed. And that way we know what information goes with which shed. And that will help us be able to finalize all these tests.
Exactly. And we can't do it without you guys. So we're really appreciative to all the people who do send in these sheds. Yeah. And speaking of which, we got some news about our spider complex testing. So what you got there, Ben?
Yeah, so we here pretty quick. I don't know for sure. It'll take a little bit of programming for our vendors, but we will have a spider complex test.
Yeah.
That will have at least these 8. Most likely it will have 10 and maybe even 1 or 2 more. So we'll have a very very nice spider complex test. This one, since it's so much bigger, of course, the blue-eyed Lucy and yellow belly complexes, there's 5 or 6 mutations or morphs that we're testing for, but really both of them, there's 6 tests that we run. This one is going to be 10 or more. So this one might actually run as along with our, how we do our 30 panel test now. So it might take a little longer, but it will make it so you could get results on, 10 or 12, whatever it ends up being, for a reasonable price. But it will be a little bit longer turnaround time. But anyway, have that option available for those of you that want to be able to see if you have any spider complex morphs in your combo.
That'll be great to find out. And speaking of bigger panels in general, a couple weeks ago, or I guess about a month ago now, we did a vote on, whether you guys would be interested in just a 30 gene panel, or if you want us to go all in on a big mega panel for all the ball python mutations that we possibly can fit into one test. And you guys wanted that overwhelmingly. So, the mega panel, or it may go by another name. I call it the mega panel.
So as we've talked about, those of you that have watched the show know, when we have new tests available, it takes a little time to integrate them into the panel test because we have to get all the different tests to work well together. They have to all go, into a run together for us to be able to do it at a good price. So essentially, we don't have the final details ironed out yet, but essentially any of the tests that we have available right now that are running well and have lots of data on, we'll be integrating those into a larger panel, so it won't be a 30 morph panel anymore. It'll be a larger number than that. And just a little secret, once again, those of you that have been watching for a while already know this from before, but if you buy panels right now, you pay the price that it is right now for a 30 morph panel. But if you hold on to them and then run them when we come out with this larger panel, you'll get all those results from the larger panel. So you would be able to save yourself some money if you're going to want to run some panels in the next 6 months or 8 months or whatever. If you buy them now and then use them when we have that larger panel, you're going to be able to get all those results. So
awesome.
So just a little shed testing hack for you.
Love it. So a couple of months ago, we talked about a totally white snake with some really interesting results that came on. That was on our What Makes VPI Xanthic Tick episode 83. And we've actually brought the breeder here to talk to us today about what came out of that clutch from this white snake with amazing genes. So let's go ahead and bring on OkieMom Balls.
Hey, how are you doing?
Hi, how are you?
So this is Jen, and then we've got
and Kay.
Yes, and Kay is the camera person.
Yes.
All
awesome.
right. Well, it's not. I know you all have seen Sean multiple times. I haven't got to meet you yet. It's nice to meet you today. Yes. And why don't you tell us a little bit about how you all got started breeding ball pythons?
So we started in 2016. I was a stay-at-home mom, and I wanted to work, but my kids only go to school 4 days a week. So that was kind of complicated, and they get holidays off and random days off. So it was almost impossible for me to get a job. And so I've had snakes since I was a teenager. My mom had snakes when she was a teenager. Aww. And so we went to a reptile show and we bought a snake. And within how many months?
3
months, we had like 36.
Woo! Oh, man.
That's what happens. Worse than Lay's potato chips.
So I just kind of went up from there. I had no plans to actually start doing this. I just wanted another pet snake, but after seeing all the different colors and everything, I was like, this would be kind of cool to do. So that's when it all started.
The gears start turning.
Was that?
2016.
Okay.
Wow.
Y'all are a few years in.
Yes.
So is this Summer the snake in question today?
Yes, this is Summer. So you can see she's totally all white, no pattern, no nothing.
Pretty girl.
I got her as an ivory, leopard, possible super leopard, spot nose, possible super spot nose, het clown.
Mm-hmm.
So when you guys were asking for shed tests, I actually sent it in. And then you guys called me and go, hey.
So
is she a Partho? And I went, oh, no, I hope not.
Yeah.
So I messaged a breeder asking for the pairing, and she is a possibility out of the pairing that they did. And it was like 1 in 128 chance or something like that. It was astronomical.
Yeah. Scary. She ended up being homozygous for yellow belly. So super yellow belly. Super leopard.
Yeah. Super spot nose. And then she turned out to be a clown instead of a het clown. So yeah. I would get the lottery.
Oh yeah.
It's like, please not a Partho. But then she laid eggs.
She did. She laid 8 good eggs, and she's almost never misses a meal. Even in shed, she'll still eat. So
atta girl.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, for us on the testing side, a lot of the time, especially with panels, if I'm running a panel and everything it's positive for, it's homozygous for, I always put a note in there. I'm like, is this Partho? Or ask the customer if this is a female, because that's the other thing. It will always be a female. So where yours was female and homozygous for everything, I was like, man, I wonder if the sire could have given her clown as well, or if it's only the female that had, clown. And you said that it is possible she's a clown. And then you said she laid 8 good eggs. I was like, oh, wow. You got it.
And I did her pairing before I actually knew what all she was, because I've been wanting to make a Puma Batman, or just a Puma clown, because I hadn't seen one. And the Puma that we made was absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to make a Puma clown. I was like, well, all right, I'll at least get, yellow belly het clowns, because this is the boy that I bred her to. He's just a spark clown.
Oh, handsome boy.
Yeah, and I think we have a picture of a offspring, I guess, leading to this guy, or was
one of his relatives.
So that would be like one of his half siblings.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your spark line. I know it kind of came as a surprise.
So what started us all is actually, I didn't know I had spark. I bought a super pastel banana het clown. He turned out to be not super pastel. He turned out to be not het clown. Which at the time I didn't know. And so I noticed some of the babies are just really beautiful. And so I kept back the nicest looking ones.
Yeah, this little guy that you sent us a picture of.
So yeah, basically something like that. And so the one that I bred him to just a plain clown. I know she's just a plain clown. And then I get things like this, and I'm like, well, what the heck is that?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I was like, oh, hey, you got a Puma. I was like, And this is back when I still was learning because I really didn't know what a Puma was because I hadn't seen one.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, it's a Spark yellow belly. I was like, oh, okay, so I have Spark. That's cool. And it just has gone up from there because I really like the way the Spark looks after even adulthood.
Yeah.
So to figure out the Spark Yellow Belly combo, did you go directly to the Yellow Belly complex, or did you try some other complexes too?
We tried the Fire complex and we tried the Yellow Belly complex. So I bred it to a pastel Yellow Belly, and then I bred it to a Super Fire.
I think so.
Yeah, I think bred to a Super Fire, and then got the Puma from the pastel Yellow Belly.
Pretty cool. That's lucky. That was pretty fast.
Yeah. Very cool. And so this guy you paired to Summer. And so what were the options of babies that you were looking at?
So if she had just turned out to be an ivory het clown, I was looking at, a minimum of yellow belly het clowns because he's a clown. And I thought she was a het clown. So a minimum of yellow belly het clowns.
Mm-hmm.
And then hopefully, a Puma clown or a Puma leopard clown, Puma spotnose clown, something like that. I just wanted a Puma clown.
Yeah.
I didn't care what it was combined with at that point. I just wanted to make one because their colors are so beautiful.
Yeah. So I guess we're kind of giving away the results a little early, but you sent us this picture of the two options that we had. We've got,
since she ended up being homozygous for everything, that limited the potential.
Two options.
Yep.
Yeah, it put me at two options, which, a Batman yellow belly, those are pretty. But I was like, nobody's ever seen a Puma Batman.
Yeah.
I wonder what that would look like.
So not only did you get to find out what a Puma Batman looks like, you get to find out what 7 of them look like and how much variation there is.
Yes.
Yeah, 7 out of 8 of her eggs were Puma Batman.
Crazy.
That's
which
so
was a
cool.
nice shock.
Yeah, and we're pulling up the pictures of 2 of them, but oh my gosh, look at them. Oh, babies.
So
And
they
so
come in just a wide variety, and I don't know, don't necessarily know why. So here's one that didn't have a whole lot of pattern down the back, and then
Hi, baby.
Wow.
you have this one that has a whole heck of a lot of pattern down the back.
Oh, look at that. How cute.
And then this one kind of has a more pattern, but I mean, some of these, they're almost like a totally different color. Like this one's a lot more orange.
Wow.
Oh, how cute. I love the tiny, tiny speckles all over him. Or her.
Yeah. I almost wanted to come up with a different name because they have spots. And so I was like, you know what? Like, make it the Freckle Batman or something. But I was like, you know what?
Freckle Batman.
They're so varied that it's just.
Yeah. Oh, how cool.
And
Wow,
even just the
it's really
single
cool.
Batman Yellow Belly is absolutely beautiful.
Oh, yeah. He's a stunner.
Is that one a boy or a girl?
So I haven't sexed them yet because I'm at this point, I don't know that I actually want to sell any of them.
That's fair. That's completely fair.
So I don't want to get my hopes up yet. We usually keep them all together for, I don't know, 5 to 7 days after they all shed because they seem to eat better for us when they do that. So as soon as they're ready to separate, then we'll sex them. And yeah,
oh,
I know, the orange.
Look at those babies.
Well, I did go ahead and send your post-shed picture to Justin Kabelka, and I told him the pairing and said, so do you think these 7 are showing variation, or do you think there's another gene at play? And he said, I bet that it's just variation. He thinks that's just possible from a Puma Batman.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah,
that was surprising to me. That's a lot of variation.
Yes, it
is a lot of variation. And we've sent off the mom's shed twice.
Yeah.
And you guys are actually keeping it just in case there's something else because I know Justin has a lot of hidden genes in his stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I hope it's just plain and simple, but you never know.
Yeah. Oh, too cool. I love
we're learning more all the time. So we'll every month that goes by, there's more stuff we can run her for.
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, they are precious. Well,
And
congratulations.
now that we know that the Spark was a surprise, we need to run any of these babies or the sire. We need to run for Spark as well, just to see if it's the same as the one that we know about, or if it's, a new mutation. There's at least 2 for yellow belly. It looks like there's at least 2 for asphalt, so there might be a second one for Puma or for Spark as well.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. I already plan on sending some of their shed tests in them for you guys, just to make sure that
Mega panel.
yeah,
Mega panel. Yeah.
Cool.
Oh my gosh. That's just, those odds are crazy that, you were just hoping for one Puma Batman and you got 7 of them.
I
That's
was.
amazing.
I was hoping for one.
What was it like cutting the eggs for those, or seeing those pips?
So seeing the pips, it was awesome because the first one to pip was actually this one.
Oh,
So I
my
just saw
goodness.
this head sticking out.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
And I was
It's
like,
like,
oh, that's
wow.
definitely not a Batman yellow belly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he wasn't the first out of the egg, but this pattern, you could see it was coming out of the egg and then going back in. So I could see a little bit more and a little bit more. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is amazing looking.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Oh my gosh. How cute. They're
So
like,
is that the most patterned of all of the 7?
Yes.
very cool.
And first
That's-
to pip. That's pretty cool.
The second one that has the most pattern.
It's like when you're choosing like a nice banana to eat. Like that's the kind I like just enough sweetness.
Yeah, and just all these spots.
I really like that.
I love it.
That's very cool.
Where's the ringer?
Oh my goodness.
Beautiful animals. Well, like we said earlier on, we also have to talk about your cookies. So
Oh yeah.
you all were saying, as we were about to start recording, you said you do these in large batches.
So only for any RBC do I make cookies, because it takes me about 10 hours from start to finish.
Woo!
Yeah, because we only have one oven. And so
Oh man.
I wanted to do something because, we're just a really small business, but I wanted to do something for US ARC. And so I made cookies and I'd put them up for auction, and then I would just sell the rest of them, and half of that would go to US ARC and half would just go to buy more cookie supplies. So I never made any money off of them.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. I mean, they look really good. And I think the ones in this picture were like a raspberries and cream type of thing.
So that's strawberries and cream.
Oh my gosh, yes.
In the beginning, I only made cookies and cream, and then I had another vendor come up to me and go, hey, I don't like chocolate. Can you make me something else? And I was like, okay.
Okay.
So I made the strawberries and cream. They are made with real strawberries.
Oh,
And
wow.
then I did a chocolate mint for a while, and people liked that one, but that was just too much to make.
too involved.
And
enough.
so I just cut back down to the chocolate, or the cookies and cream, and then the strawberries and cream. And then right now I'm experimenting making an apple pie cookie, but I'm not sure how that one's going to go over right now.
Wow.
That's okay.
So, yeah, I totally made all of these up by myself because, and I don't eat them.
Yeah.
I can't eat them anymore. I've eaten too many of them and I don't eat them anymore. But
Well,
I've actually made them, and then I've shipped them. I've shipped to California, I've shipped to Colorado, I've shipped to Texas.
You're going to ship to Virginia soon, right?
Yes.
Well, that's great. I've got US ARC here. That's awesome. Ooh, if I can get it on there.
Oh, maybe.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, that's great to support them. And that's a good way to get people to come to your table. There's not going to be many people that will take the time to do that. So that's awesome. And then for those of you watching that have thought about going to the Dallas show, now you got another reason to go.
Mm-hmm. The quickest way to anybody's heart is through their stomach anyway. So, or at least it is for me. I'm food motivated.
Yeah. Well, last time I made it to where people had to send me orders because I couldn't take all day making cookies anymore because I had to get ready for the show. So if you didn't make an order, like, you didn't get any unless I had a few extra left over.
Wow. Well, Allie and Sean, I can tell you, they've both talked to me about those cookies multiple times since they got them from you. So they're memorable.
They kept trying to get the recipe out of me, and I was like,
Did you make the recipe yourself, or is it like passed down?
no, I did it myself.
Oh,
Cool.
awesome.
Yeah, Allie did in one of her texts to me when I said we're going to talk to you all today. She did mention that. She's like, try to get to be really good friends with them, so she'll give you the recipe.
Like I said, if you'll send me your address and stuff, I'll send you cookies.
Right on.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on today.
Yeah.
And for sharing this amazing little clutch. And you know, I know it's tough to record in the snake room while handling the snakes, but you did fantastic. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Jen, and thank you, Kay, for the recording. Say hi to everyone, Kay.
I will. And say hi and bye and whatever else.
Sounds good.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate it.
It was great to
Appreciate
meet you
taking the
guys.
time. You
Yeah.
too.
All right. Well, you guys got anything before we call it a day?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Go see OkieMom balls next time you're at the Dallas, right? Dallas, because you guys are in Oklahoma. Okie.
Yes.
Yeah. So go to Dallas shows, get some cookies, and you know, maybe she'll share a Puma Batman at some point, but maybe not this clutch.
Might just keep them all.
Let's just keep them all. And you know, that's okay. 7's a good number. All right. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you next week. Outro
right,
in 3, 2, 1.